from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Logan Witten.
And I'm Hudson Carrico. The government shutdown has reached a week, affecting all aspects of our lives.
But first, the Lincoln Police Department offers advice following a third murder-suicide in the city. That's our top story tonight. The Lincoln Police Department wants the community to take a step back and think about the tragedy of domestic violence. Lincoln's third murder-suicide of 2025 involving a domestic dispute happened on Friday night. At a special forum on Monday, LPD discussed resources for victims who were impacted. On your screen, you will see resources for victims of rape, abuse, and incest. LPD provides these crisis lines to assist victims and help the end of the cycle of violence.
It's finally starting to feel like fall, and as the weather is starting to cool down,
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Mitchell Brandt takes us through our weather for the week. Mitchell?
Thanks, guys. Take a nice look. Currently 68 degrees outside. It is beautiful outside. I couldn't have asked for a better day today. This is, in my opinion, probably the best weather you can have is a 68 and 70. Tonight, looking for much more of about the same deal, about 45 degrees, not very windy, clear skies. Again, 45, again, you see down there, 3 miles an hour, very slight wind, nothing much. Great for a walk outside. And tomorrow, 71, it's going to be a little bit cloudy. Don't let the image deceive you there. It's a little bit cloudy and a little bit more wind than we've had about last couple days, more like, say, Monday. Take a look across the highs across the state. You look at Shadowin, 61, Ainsworth, 64, Kearney, also 64, much of that middle, Norfolk, Omaha, Lincoln, those in the 66 range. Pretty decent fall weather temps. And again, you see these cloud cover radar. This is what we're looking like over across today. Not a lot of cloud cover, which is what let some of those higher temperatures come through, especially over in this eastern part of Nebraska. You take a look at that same cloud cover, a lot of it along this east coast, nothing again over Nebraska. A lot of this on this east coast moving all the way out towards. We take a look at our rain chances. Again, nothing a whole lot going on. We've got some slight chances through the week. Tuesday we start to pick up a little bit, nothing crazy, not like we're expecting heavy rain, but it's there. We might get a couple sprinkles. Again, we look at this humidity. Humidity, it's here, it's going to stay. It's that time of the year. You'll feel it. You will feel this humidity. And again, we look at this 7-day forecast. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're all working towards the same deal. We're working in the 70s, a little bit in the 80s. Our cool temperatures still coming down to a nice, comfortable temperature at night. Again, you'll start to see a heat up a little bit over on the weekend. But then we get down to the 70, 69, beautiful time of year. It doesn't get better than this.
For sure, and after the scorcher we had on Saturday, I didn't mind the little mist and the colder temperatures yesterday.
No, and I mean, the only thing I didn't like was that it just started raining on me. I saw it, thought maybe it was going to, maybe didn't look like it, and I didn't take the umbrella, should have. Didn't, and it rained on me at lunch, so.
Logan, what about you? Did you pack an umbrella yesterday?
I had to go back into my apartment, but yeah, eventually I was able to get an umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, I was just walking from class, and the wind got so crazy, like, the umbrella didn't do anything for me, so not good.
Wasn't bad.
No.
Students at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln are rolling up their sleeves for a cause that could save hundreds of lives across the state. The UNL Homecoming Blood Drive, organized by the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, is aiming for 600 donations, a number that could aid up to 1,800 patients once fully met. There's a critical blood shortage in Nebraska, with collections trending 33% lower than what's needed to meet hospital demand. That shortage makes every donation count. According to the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, a single donation could help up to 3 patients.
They rely on drives really heavily like this. I mean, people need blood all the time. Like, this will help so many other people. You're not only like doing such a great thing, but you're giving the gift of life to someone. Like, it might not be a monetary thing, but it's like a satisfactory thing. Like, you get to feel good when you walk out of here and be like, I changed someone's life today.
And the giving doesn't stop there. The American Red Cross will host another blood drive this Friday, October 10th, at the club at Nebraska Innovation Campus, connected to the Mill Coffee Bistro. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. as a part of the Big Ten We Give Blood Challenge, where every donation counts toward the national effort to combat blood shortages.
The University of Nebraska-Lincoln Dining and Housing Services is finding a new way to promote the reusable Aussie containers. This week, I talked to UNL dietitian and nutrition manager Ellen McCarter for more details.
To reuse or not to reuse? That is a question many students at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln are being forced to answer. Since expanding the Aussie program to Able and East Campus dining halls and placing a tax on single-use containers, UNL Housing and Dining Services has seen a massive jump in student Aussie participation. Registered dietitian and nutrition manager Ellen McCarter says the tax wasn't established to cover the cost of disposable containers, but rather incentivize students to choose more sustainable options.
We decided to charge this 25 cents for the disposables, which it doesn't cover the cost of the disposable. It's more of just a little suggestion for students. And of course, you can still get the disposables.
With a little over 22,000 Aussie uses by the end of the 2024 academic year, McCarter says this year's success is allowing them to set bigger goals.
So we have an internal goal of getting over 100,000 Aussie uses this year, and so far we're about 46,000 Aussie uses. So we're definitely going to reach that goal, which we're very excited about.
Xana Corey, a sophomore, says she was initially skeptical by the disposable container tax and process of using an Aussie. However, has come to appreciate the sustainable efforts made by the university.
At first I was annoyed. I was like, this is stupid, why are we doing this? But then I was like, I like that the university is actually taking initiative to try to contribute to fixing the environment. I think that's really cool.
With nearly $500,000 being spent on disposable containers in a year, McCarter says housing and dining want to decrease this number and prioritize sustainability in student experiences.
The goal for UNL sustainability-wise is to be zero waste in non-academic areas by 2030. So Aussies are a great way for us to improve that and decrease the amount of plastic and disposables that we're using on campus.
For more information about setting up Reuse Pass and using the Aussie, please visit dining.unl.edu/sustainability/Aussie.
After learning more about how great Aussies are, I will definitely try them the next time I stop at Selleck.
Coming up next on Nebraska Nightly, the government is still shut down after a week.
How does this prolonged stoppage affect different areas of the country? That's next.
The need for blood never stops. And at the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, your blood could help save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood. But imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they believe that all types make a strong blood supply.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting crueltyfreekitty.com today.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. The effects of the government shutdown are being felt by the many air travelers. Staff like air traffic controllers are considered essential. That means they must work, but they are not being paid. That's led to large numbers of sickouts and staffing shortages. 12 Federal Aviation Administration facilities saw such shortages Monday night in Burbank, California. It got so bad the control tower had to shut down. Flights had to follow procedures usually only used at airports without towers, which led to more delays of more than 2.5 hours. As we enter day 7 of the shutdown, the Senate has made no progress in passing a funding measure.
Last week, we reported on the immediate impact the government shutdown has on our campus and our neighboring communities. Across Nebraska's western border and in Colorado, the shutdown could also delay reimbursement for workers that mitigate forest fire risk. Ann Hurst brings the concerns of forestry experts to the area to light.
The peace and quiet of the Colorado mountains sounds different for everyone.
And he didn't hit you, and we love that, or me.
Kiara Forrester hears beauty and purpose through the racket.
I was very lucky to become my namesake.
This job was meant for Kiara.
Forester the Forester.
She's with Boulder County's nonprofit, the Watershed Center, who hires contractors like Will Lavenberg.
Cool, ready to cut?
To help protect forests and the St. Vrain watershed.
This is going pretty quickly just with me, so I think that with another guy, hopefully we can really crush this pretty quickly.
Will can't crush anything until Kiara and her team carefully select trees for removal on private land.
Are all these marked?
The mitigation on this land connects this acreage to similar projects on public lands to improve the impact of fires.
We know that fire doesn't stop at property lines. We all need to take this coordinated approach to holistic forest management that integrates both community members, private lands, as well as public lands.
The work is funded by grants, including federal money.
Generally, we see fewer grants available for implementation of forest management projects.
The government shutdown could also affect the nonprofits' projects.
Some of our grants that are funding active river restoration projects are not able to be reimbursed to at this time. It can increase uncertainty. It certainly is something that we worry about. We want to make sure that we're able to do good work.
Without their work, Kiara worries how fire in the mountains could affect water that goes out to more than 100,000 people.
That sediment goes into our water resources, and it's really difficult to clean those water resources. Yeah, it does make me a little lightheaded sometimes.
Fresh air, clean water, and healthy forests are all in a day's work. And that's music to Kiara's ears.
I really hope that everyone at every level continues to see the importance of this work.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. An American Cancer Society report released today says an estimated 33,600 women will be diagnosed with lobule or breast cancer this year. Despite the prevalence of this subtype of breast cancer, researchers say it remains understudied in today's Health Minute. Mandy Gaither talks to the report's senior author about the signs of this lesser-known disease and those symptoms that differ from other types of breast cancer.
It's a lesser-known breast cancer that develops in a patient's milk-producing glands, and cases of lobular breast cancer are on the rise in the U.S.
Most people aren't familiar with this subtype, and I think it's because the short-term prognosis is very good.
But Rebecca Siegel with the American Cancer Society says that there's a delayed detection of this type of breast cancer. Long-term prognosis for advanced disease is not good. She's the senior author of a report that found there's a critical need for more research into this specific disease.
We need to distinguish this cancer in clinical trials so that we can find more effective treatments, because incidence rates are actually increasing quite steeply, more steeply than for other types of breast cancer.
Because tumors in those with lobular breast cancer grow in a linear pattern or may be spread out, Siegel says they don't form a lump like other breast cancers and can be harder to detect during a mammogram. So she says women need to watch out for other signs, including nipple inversion, hardening of the breast skin, or dimpling of that skin. If these symptoms are consistent over a week or two, she says go see a doctor.
Adjuvant chemotherapy doesn't really work. So we need to distinguish this cancer in clinical trials so that we can find more effective treatment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The researcher says the risk of all types of breast cancer can be reduced through healthy lifestyle choices, including maintaining a healthy weight, staying physically active, and if you do choose to consume alcohol, having it in moderation. Coming up on Nebraska Nightly, Husker football got a key win on Saturday.
And we recap the victory over the Spartans. Stick around.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting crueltyfreekitty.com today.
On average, every Big Ten student wastes 112 pounds of garbage each year, but there's a fix. Make sure you use an Aussie when you dine in and be a part of the change.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Emma Liberta. Nebraska football preparing for their first Big Ten road game of the season as they build off a strong victory over Michigan State. Defensive coordinator John Butler spoke to the media today and is excited for his defense to face the challenges of being on the road.
It's exciting to get on the road because, you really test yourself in the mettle of your defense. I've always believed that when you go on the road, you better pack your defense because, that's just what you have to do. So excited about the challenge, and wherever it is, whether it's in College Park or State College or where we're going to Minnesota the next week, you gotta be ready to play.
Both at a 4-1 record so far this season, Nebraska and Maryland kick off at 3:30 Eastern Time in College Park, Maryland. The Terrapins look to get back-to-back wins against Nebraska, while the Huskers look to extend their 2-1 lead in the all-time series. Nebraska is looking to build off of their home win against Michigan State over the weekend. And Nebraska Nightly sports director Trey Marler brings us the recap of the Saturday win.
It was a game many labeled a must-win for Nebraska, and the Huskers delivered down the stretch with a 17-point fourth quarter to help propel the Huskers over Michigan State 38-27.
I expected to win that game, and we did as a program too, because we know nobody outworks us, and we go through a lot in the offseason, and when we win this in the fourth quarter, we know we're going to be a stronger team.
We're not trying to prove anything. We're trying to play good football, and it's really hard. Like, the Big Ten is hard. I think this is a game in previous years we might would have lost or not went the way it went.
It was a day dominated by the special teams, including a Jameer Khan block punt to get the afternoon started in the first quarter.
It's picked up, Carter Nelson, touchdown Huskers!
He's blocked it literally 10 times this week practicing in it. Like, he's been flying. He's getting there like 1.8 seconds during practice. So we all knew he was going to block it. It just had to be good timing. So, shout out to Jameer.
Defensively, Nebraska weathered the Spartan storm, tallying up 2 interceptions and 4 sacks, including a nail in the coffin on 4th and 8 late in the fourth quarter.
Go out and ball. That's our mentality. It's hunt or be hunted. We trying to go hunt. It ain't fun if you're not playing.
Whatever I got to do to help this team win and help us get that W and go on to the next week is what I'm worried about.
Offensively, Dylan Raiola finished with 194 passing yards, the longest of the day coming on a 59-yarder to Isaiah Hunter with 6 minutes left in the contest.
There he goes, Hunter 40, 35-30, Hunter all the way!
Just super proud of the way we stuck together because we knew we were going to keep punching, they were going to punch, and eventually someone's going to have to be knocked out. And, my man Zay didn't have a shoe on, and we threw the knockout blow, so that was a big one for us.
The win propels Nebraska to 7-1 all-time versus the Spartans in Lincoln and builds momentum for the first Big Ten road game of the season for Nebraska as they travel to Maryland next Saturday. Covering the Huskers in Memorial Stadium, Trey Marler, Nebraska Nightly Sports.
I don't know about you, Emma, but I'm personally really excited to see Nebraska play in its first road game this year.
Yeah, road games can be tricky, but I'm excited to see how they do. They've been pretty strong this season.
For sure. Road games are exciting, but I'm just looking forward for the weather to be way cooler in Memorial because last Saturday was a scorcher.
Yes, it was definitely a little bit miserable standing in the student section watching the game, but love to see the Huskers win.
For sure.
This week's Taco Tuesday is extra special. That's because today, October 7th, is National Taco Day. The longtime favorite meal is served with a variety of items including beef, chicken, and fish, often topped off with tomatoes, cheese, and olives. Salsa, guacamole, and sour cream are popular sides. National Taco Day used to be celebrated on October 4th, but was adjusted so that it would always fall on the first Tuesday of October. Many restaurants like Taco Bell, Del Taco, and others are celebrated with taco specials.
The Huskers will go on their first road game this Saturday at Maryland.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Mitchell Brandt takes us through what the weather will be like for the Huskers on game day. Take it away, Mitchell.
Thanks, guys. Take a look. It's a beautiful day in Piscataway, New Jersey. Just wonderful. 66 degrees. Just a little bit of wind. Nothing crazy. Nothing like we had last Saturday. Our kickers should be fine. But it is going to be a beautiful day. And that's really all I can describe it. It's perfect football weather.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm still hung up on today being National Taco Day. I might get one tonight.
That's what you're going with? Tacos? I don't know what my plan is, and I know this feeds into you because we live together, but tacos could be in the play. Hudson?
Listen, I am a sucker for Taco Bell, and you can get 10 tacos for $5. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is Taco Tuesday after all, so I might have to get a taco too, but let's talk about sports again.
Sports again? Okay. Kickers should be handled this week a lot better. We shouldn't be kicking into the 40-mile-an-hour wind that's coming our way this time, but
That's true. That's true.
Well, thank you again for tuning into Nebraska Nightly. Our next live show is on Friday at 4:30 p.m.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and X at Nebraska Nightly. Have a great night. Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.